Weekend with me, Alan. Here we are again. Yes, it's another new week, another new video, another brand new video. And in today's brand new video, I'm heading back onto Speyside. I'm heading back to a single malt. I'm heading back to the Glenallachie. Glenallachie 10 cask strength batch 8. Can't wait to share it. I have done the batches 4, 5, 6, 7 on the channel, so it now makes sense to do batch 8. Is it any better? Is it any good? How's it developing? How are the batches? Is there batch variance? Of course there's batch variance. Let's see how this one differs to the others. So yes, I've had it covered up in my glass here, folks, for the last hour. My trusty whiskey friend coin, whiskey battle doing the hatch coin is on here. If you want to support the channel, guys, I do have a few coins left. I will drop a link into the description. If you want to support the channel, you can pick up a link down there and you can catch up with me. So yes, batch 8, picked it up recently, £65 I think. Managed to get to try it at the Glasgow Whisky Festival. Managed to catch up with Billy Walker at the Whisky Festival. And this one did jump out at me at the time on the day. I was eager to try it. These batches just keep coming round quicker and quicker and quicker. What highlighted to me when I tried this one at the festival was the nose. It reminded me of batch 5. Batch 5 had a really floral, fragrant nose. Batches 6 and 7 were a bit more dark, a bit more dense, border on a little bit of the dirty sherry notes. This one was much brighter and cleaner, fresher, lighter, brighter. The cask maturations is the same as batch 5, 6, 7 and 8. They're all kind of Oloroso and PX puncheons and some virgin oak casks and some Rioja casks. So they've pretty much settled on the formula. Why wouldn't they? It seems to be working. Why change it? If it's not broken, why try and fix it? And all that jazz. Yes, but there is a little bit of variance, and I think that's predominantly down to the casks. I think the spirit's the same, the distillate's the same. Whether they're tweaking the mixes of PX and Oloroso, I'm not too sure. I can't seem to find any info on that. They're in the same ballpark, so I think the biggest thing I'm going to highlight first is a lot of the same stuff is in this one, is in batch 6 and 7. The difference is there's a few differences in this one, which I think is predominantly down to the casks. This one, up front, it's that big, beautiful sherry character that Glenallachie has. But this is sweeter than batch 7. Even batch 6. Batch 7 again was a wee bit darker again. This has gone back to say to batch 5, which is it's sweeter, it's cleaner. It's got a wonderful sweet shop confectionery note on this one. It's sweet shop sweet, it's confectionery sweet. But the thing that's the same with the characters from all the batches, it's spicy, it's nutty, some lovely walnut notes in there. The dried fruits, the dark fruits, the figs, the raisins, the dates, they're all there. This is a little bit more red fruit. The batch 7 was a little bit more dark fruit, dried fruit. This is a little bit more red fruit. This batch 8 is definitely more floral and fragrant than batch 7. But wow, it's a real wonderful nose, guys. If you like your sherry noses, then this will keep you occupied for a wee while. I'm conscious of the time and I'm conscious of the video time, so I'm going to push myself back and I'm going to attempt to taste this one, share it with you. Just before I do, guys, if you're a returning subscriber, then thank you very much and welcome back. If you've so happened to pop in for the first time, whiskey's your thing, then you've landed on the right channel. You may want to hit that big red button down there, guys. It's that big thing down here. Don't forget the bell to be kept up to date whenever I'm dropping a new video or a new live stream. Just a friendly reminder from me to thee, it still doesn't cost you anything. It's still completely free and you're still helping the channel massively on its way to the magical 6k. Not too far to go now, guys. We're almost there. Just a little push get me over the line, do an old man a favour, housekeeping taken care of. Let's dive in and taste this whiskey. So, going to send this down the hatch responsibly, of course, folks. Beautiful colour on that one as well. Looks like a rich mahogany, teaky, antique wood kind of colour. But yeah, let's send it, guys. Cheers. Wow. Intense, powerful. It's cask strength whiskey. This one is coming in at a whopping 57.2% ABV. It's crept up a little bit from batch 7. I think batch 7 was 56.8. Dry, mouth coating, oily, thick, velvety, spicy. It has a kind of orangey note up front. As you just get into the development, as it develops, it becomes orangey, but it's a tangy, spicy orange. Ginger, black pepper, mouth coating, wonderful mouth feel. Initially it's a little bit dry as you take it in, as you work through it, as it goes through the arrival. It's a punchy, spicy arrival, orangey, tangy, and then as you get into the development, it becomes the usual things come in. The coffee comes in, espresso, definitely got an espresso, maybe some dark toffee, the raisins, the dried fruit, the boozed raisins are there, dark chocolates there, but there's that wonderfully thing that I always get from Glenallachie, which is that wonderful sticky honey note. But let's do a second sip, folks, just to confirm. Wow, it is good. So spicy, sticky now. It's sticky, it's jammy, it's marmaladey. It's not as, if I remember right, with batch 7 was a wee bit more dark toffee treacle. This is not as treacly. This is more just kind of dark soft toffee. The espresso is definitely, there's a big coffee note on this one, which is the typical from the Glenallachie 10s. Dark chocolate's wonderful. It's getting darker heading towards the finish. As it's just heading towards the finish, guys, there's a lovely little licorice note coming in as well. Really nice licorice. Sticky, jammy, marmaladey. The raisins, the figs, the dried fruit. Berry fruit's there as well, so there might be a little bit of berry fruit, which I picked up on the nose. Red fruit, maybe apple. Are they getting better, guys? What do you think? Have you tried the Glenallachie 10s? Let me know your thoughts. Dive into the comments, guys. Have you been following through the batches like I have? If you're liking the Glenallachie cask strengths previously and you're following them through, then you will like this. If you're finding they're not moving on in any way, I don't want it to sound as if they're not getting any better, or there's nothing any different. There's a little bit of difference here because the casks are adding a few bits and pieces here. They're also taking a few bits and pieces away from previous batches. So there may be batches that you loved more than you might like this, and you might like this more than you like other batches. So it's a wee bit, it's the beauty of batch whiskey. If I was to compare batch 7 to batch 8, I think the nose is better for me on batch 8. I think the palate is better. The palate on batch 7 was much more darker and dirty and head border on it. It wasn't, I'm saying dirty, but it was border on the dirtiness. This is much cleaner, this is much brighter. So if you prefer those dirty, dark, sherried whiskies, then you might prefer batch 7. If you like them a little bit cleaner, a little bit sherry clean, you may prefer batch. Definitely on the nose, it's a wonderful, wonderful nose. I prefer the nose on batch 8 to the nose on batch 7. Reminds me of batch 5. But, guys, let's do a wee bit on the finish and we'll get going. We'll get a score. Wee bit to conclude. We'll get out of here. Okay, the finish is spicy. Wow. Long, medium, long, spicy, bit of nutmeg, bit of ginger, a little bit of honey on the finish, little bit of definitely chocolate nuts on the finish. Yeah, it's a medium finish. So to conclude, I've recently picked this up for £65, which I think is, every time I buy one it's gone up by a fiver. Seems to be the trend now. Let me score this one and then I'll conclude. I think I scored batch 7 a 92 out of 100. And I think if I was to score batch 7 now, I'd probably score it a 93 out of 100 because it has got better. I think what I've always found with Glenallachies is they're a little bit temperamental to begin with. And then as the bottle goes down and it aerates and it gets a bit more oxygen in there, they tend to come around and they tend to work nice. I think the batch 7 has definitely done it, so I've upped that to a 93. I'm going to score this a 91 today. So the reason why I'm scoring at 91 is, for me, the nose is better than batch 7, but I think the palate on the batch 7 for me was more on that little dirty side. This is probably just a little bit too clean for me. Don't get me wrong, guys, if you like clean whiskey then you'll love this. If you like dirty whiskey then you'll probably prefer the batch 7s. So yeah, 91 out of 100. I think the batches, they're always going to be a little bit of variance as they go through. These ones are coming thick and fast. I don't think it'll be too long before we'll be up to batch 9. It's one of those whiskies that you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. If you like the Glenallachie cask strength 10s, then you'll love this one. If you're not that keen on them, then I wouldn't really bother trying to pick one up. They are still available, you can still get a hold of them. Yes, they'll be getting tough for a wee point there, but I think they're producing more of it now. I think I looked today, that at the time of recording you can still pick it up. So other than that, guys, I'm Alan. I'm the whiskey friend. Until the next time, don't forget to send good whiskey straight down the hatch. And always remember, the pleasure's in the sharing. And as always, I'll see you again in the next one, guys. Cheers.